Let's look at one more type of way to visualize probabilities, and that is with a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram starts with a rectangle. The rectangle represents the group that one is looking at, and then there are circles in the group that represent the subgroups that the larger group can be put into. And statements are represented by the circles overlapping, and or statements are represented by the combination of the circles. Inside each circle and possibly overlapping areas contains the number that belong to each subgroup. This helps define the probabilities of different events. So let's consider an example. Consider 100 people. Of those 100 people, 60 own both cats and dogs. 74 people own dogs and 61 own cats. How many own neither? So first we're going to draw a rectangle. And then two circles inside the rectangle. The circles should overlap to represent an overlap between the groups. There may not be any values in the overlap, but that should be drawn just in case. To put the numbers in, start with any overlap. So there are 60 people who own both. So 60 goes in the overlap between cats and dogs. So I'm going to put 60 right here. This is the cats, and this is the dogs. And this is the people. Now consider there are 74 people who own dogs. However, 74 include the 60 who own both. So there are actually 74 minus 60 equals 14 people who own just dogs. Now consider that there are 61 who own cats. However, the 61 includes the 60 that own cats. So there are 61 minus the 60 that we've already counted for, or one person or people who own just cats. Now that we have the regions filled in except for the people who own neither cats nor dogs, looking at the filled in area, there are, if we go back to this, there are 100 people. So, there are 100 people who, there are 60 people who own cats or dogs, who own cats and dogs, plus one person who owns just cats, and 14 people who own just dogs. So there are, in fact, 75 people who own cats or dogs. That means out of the 100 people, 100 minus 75 equals 15, or 25, can't subtract obviously, people who do not own cats or dogs. So now we can fill in the numbers in the Venn diagram completely. And I'm going to draw a little bit nicer diagram here. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to draw some circles. And then I've got 60 in the middle. Oh, I should say that this is cats. This is dogs, helps to label everything. And this is just people. And there's 1 that just owns a cat. There's 14 who just own a dog. And there's 25, I'm sorry, there's 15 who just own a dog. And there are 25 people. Oh, no, there are 14 that just own a dog. Sorry about that. And there are 25. And there's your Venn diagram. And now you can find any other probabilities you might need to want to find.